ever hated the way that you look? Have you ever woken up in the morning and you go into the bathroom and you look at yourself and you just don't want to participate in life? Have you ever had somebody make a comment to you that causes you to step back and really just reevaluate what you're doing? Has there ever come a time where you notice that people treat you differently because of the way that you look? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then just know you're not alone. You know, it may feel like you're the only person experiencing these thoughts, these feelings, but you're not. And the great thing about a weight loss journey is that outside of some really unfortunate exceptions, it's possible for everybody. And it may not feel like it at the time, but my God, once you start, anything's possible. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Seth, and this is Modestly Minimal. No, today I'm not reviewing clothes, which is what I really enjoy doing. I'm not talking about a minimalistic lifestyle. I mean, kind of. But nothing in this video is really any area of expertise for me. I'm certainly not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a fitness influencer. I'm not a personal coach. I don't even like going to the gym. I hate going to the gym. I don't even have a gym membership. But I think it's important. And I've gotten a couple questions in the comments about how did you lose weight? And I just think sometimes it's best to take a step back and to maybe post something that, you know, could help somebody. It's not what I enjoy, it's not what I'm good at, but maybe I should just try it. So that's what we're here for today. And I think before we do that, we need some backstory. Let's rewind back to the year 2001. This is probably where I have first noticed that there was something not quite right about my behavior, about my brain, about the thoughts that I was having. But it wasn't until the year 2020 that I was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder, generalized anxiety, and major depression. That's a long time of just thinking that something's not right with me. And if it wasn't for my wife, I probably never would have found out. I never would have had the courage to go to therapy. And now that I've been, everything just makes sense. So I knew from an early age that I had a very addictive personality. Very. If something made me happy, I was going to do that a lot. And when that thing stopped making me happy, then I would find something else that made me happy, and I would do that a lot. And from an early age, that was things that were like active. Like I loved going out into one of our fields and like throwing football or kicking a soccer ball, dirt bikes. I got into martial arts, and that was just a completely freeing thing. And that carried me into about high school. And in high school, I started on competition cheerleading. I know. And then that carried me. And then it was back to martial arts. And when I was 19, I opened a martial arts gym. And that became everything. I mean, everything. If I was mad, if I was feeling depressed, if I was feeling anxious, that was my safe space. I would go there in the middle of the day. I'd be there late at night, Friday nights, Saturdays, Sundays, like 7 days a week I was there. And that was just my space. Fitness has always been something that was huge for me. I mean, I would be at the martial arts gym and we would close for the evening and we'd go on a 5 mile run. We'd do a half marathon. We would do like bag work until you could wring the sweat out of my clothes. And then when I left and joined the police department, I already didn't have. Oh, you didn't know this? Oh, so I was a police officer. Yep, I sold my business and became a cop, became a city police officer. And I already did not have good mental health habits to deal with things. And the things you see as a cop, the things that I saw, I mean, were not easy things for a human to deal with, not things that a person should see. And in the police department, it's not, you talk to people like you should. You just kind of go home and you deal with things, whether, you tell your spouse or a friend or a family member, or you don't really say much at all. And eating became my addiction. I I love cooking. I love baking, and it became a way for me to deal with things and not, oh, I'm going to learn how to bake really really well and make this one thing this month. Like this, nope, it was, I'm going to make these brownies and I'm going to eat the whole thing tonight. I'm going to go out and get Indian food with Florin and I'm going to eat everything that they give me. Or, I'm going to this restaurant and then I'm going to go to this place for dessert and then I'm going to go this place for coffee and then I'm going to have more coffee and some sort of dessert when I get home. And it got bad. And when I left the police department, and I started traveling with my wife, I was working at home all day, every day. 4 days a week, I was completely by myself. And I, I did not adjust to that in a healthy way. I ate a lot. I did nothing. Through the police department, exercise was just too tiring. Mentally, I was just unstable, unavailable. Physically, I was just worn down. And so that carried over. And last year I weighed almost 230 pounds. So knowing what you know now, maybe you can relate to that, maybe not. How did I do it? How did I lose almost 50 pounds? So let's start with the one that everybody asks about. What have you done to lose the weight? And specifically, what have you done in the gym? Well, here's the thing. I don't really like people. And so I don't go to the gym. Okay, that's kind of a lie. I go to the gym to tan sometimes, but I don't go to the gym to work out. So I knew from the beginning I want to work out at home because I hate the way that I look. I don't want to go to a gym with these big, like, jacked, ripped dudes who are gonna just like kill all of my motivation. How can I do this in my home? So I would say there's been three things fitness wise that have contributed to me losing weight. In the beginning, I started with this guy on YouTube who goes by Bully Juice. The dude is phenomenal. He's jacked, he's ripped. This is what he looks like. So you can see, like, the dude knows what he's talking about. I did his 30-day challenge. It's 30 days, 7 days a week of HIIT, high intensity interval training. Sometimes they're like 20-minute stretches, and that's your whole thing for the day. Other times they're like 45-minute just killer workouts. Now, in the beginning, I could not finish one. I I just I couldn't. I didn't have the mental toughness to push through, and I didn't have the physicality to push through. So don't think if you start this, if you can't do a workout, that's fine. Go as far as you can until you can build up to that. It took me quite a while to build up to just being able to go through a workout. So I did that. And then I thought, well, how do I add some sort of weight to this? So I researched a bunch of things and I found kettlebells. And I love kettlebells. That's still my like daily workout is a kettlebell routine. So there's this woman who's equally as ripped, Caroline Girvin, I don't know how you say her last name. But her workouts with kettlebells are great. There's a 15-minute, a 30-minute, and a 45-minute. Depending on how much time I have, I either do the 30-minute or the 45. And sometimes I'll add in the 15-minute as an end of the day or beginning of the day workout. So I did HIIT in the beginning just to like build my cardio. I don't enjoy HIIT whatsoever. I don't know anybody that does, but I really did not. So I moved to kettlebells. Kettlebells is what I really enjoy. The third aspect is walking. My friend following Florin, this dude lost like 60 or 70 some pounds just going out and like walking for like 3 or 4 hours a day. Now, I didn't have that much time to dedicate to that. So, my goal was to go out and walk and burn at least 500 calories. So, whether that took 45 minutes in the beginning when I was around 230 or now to burn 500 calories would probably take me close to that like 3 hour mark of just a normal like 20-minute pace walk. Um, But my goal now is to just go out and walk. I try to hit my 10,000 steps, and there's really nothing other than getting out, getting fresh air, getting enjoyment from that now. So, again, to recap, my three things that I did for the physical side, which I think is the least important side, um, was I started with HIIT to build my cardio. I moved to kettlebells to kind of promote muscle gain and stuff like that, whatever. I added in walking almost every day. And I just did that until I'm at the point that I am now. But let's get into the most important thing that I did. Okay, so let's talk about the most important aspect of losing weight. Now, if you're on TikTok and you follow any of the big like fitness influencers, they all say one thing, that you can lose weight without ever going to the gym or working out. And I did not believe them. I was like, no way. Because early in my life, all I did was work out and I could eat whatever I wanted. So, why wouldn't that be the same now? Well, I'm getting ready to turn 30 in August, so that probably has a lot to do with it. The amount of stress I'm under now is different than when I was a kid. So I had to change how I ate. And this was not only the most important, but literally the hardest part of all of this. So what did I do? Well, I went on several different websites and I put in all of the information to try to find out how many calories I needed a day. And I still don't understand a lot of this with, I don't even remember the things, TPTDs or TEDs or what all these acronyms that the fitness influencers use that nobody's ever really quite explained to me. So the reason that I'm not showing like exactly what I ate in a day is because it's going to be different for you and it's different for me now than what I did back then. So I found how many calories I needed in a day to lose 1.5 pounds per week. That was where I felt was the best. It wasn't too much, but it also wasn't too little that it was going to take me super long. So in February of this year, February 2022, I downloaded MyFitnessPal, which I use the free version. I'm not about paying that much a month for, these extra things that really don't matter. But I downloaded the free version. I tried a couple other apps too, and I found that MyFitnessPal has the biggest database. So I downloaded that. I went onto Amazon. I bought like a $13 like food scale, not one that, has a ton of different things. It just has grams, fluid ounces, pounds and ounces, and milliliters. Um, I bought that and I really started tracking my calories. I tracked calories and I tracked protein. It tracks the other things too, but those were the two that I was most concerned with. And as far as what I ate in a day, I've not given up my espresso. I have the same espresso drink every morning. It's a quad shot, oat milk and vanilla. And I've fasted through breakfast. That's not something that you have to do, but I've just never been a breakfast person. If we're going somewhere expensive, somewhere nice for brunch, then yeah, absolutely. But I don't leave myself enough time when I wake up to have breakfast before I leave. So that wasn't a big deal. For lunch, I've kept my lunches between 3 and 500 calories. Again, totally personal preference. I just don't really require a big lunch. I don't know, I work better not stuffing myself at lunch. Um, then for dinner, I would typically make whatever I wanted. And in the beginning, I felt like I was starving all the time. I felt so hungry at the end of the day. I burned 500 calories, I'm taking in less calories. And before I would, eat like a thing of brownies or donuts or a couple, like two bags of popcorn, or like I remember one night in Arizona, I ate an entire box of Honey Nut Cheerios. That was like my dessert. And I just, like the beginning of this year, the first like 2 or 3 months, I was just starving all the time. And then I learned about kind of how to make your food. So then what I started doing was really, really upping my protein, and I moved to volume eating. And so I was choosing things that were lower in calories, but a lot more food. And that really, really helped with the feeling of starvation. And I never once like ate boiled chicken with rice and sriracha or whatever other nasty things people try to put together and say is healthy. I literally ate exactly how I wanted to eat. I still had steak, I still had potatoes, I still had quesadillas, I still made tacos. I was just being more conscious about what I bought, what went into it, and how much of it I ate. And, family comes out now, and, I may eat a lighter lunch. I may have a protein shake for lunch. But then we're still going to Italian restaurants, and I'm still eating pasta. I'm still getting pizza. I'm still getting sushi. I'm still getting, whatever I want. And my wife, we have this addiction to crumble cookies. And, now instead of eating like a whole cookie or two cookies, I split them. And so a half of one cookie may be 300 to 400 calories. That's fine now because I know what I can eat in a day. So the biggest part of my weight loss has been learning how to eat, what to eat, and how much I can eat. Okay, so let's talk about the last aspect. And probably a very important aspect. A lot of times when people are overeating, there's definitely a mental factor to that. And you have to address that. You you can't allow yourself to go on a cycle of one addiction to another. And I know people who they say like AA, like going to something like that, you're just trading the addiction of alcohol for the addiction of therapy. Or you're just trading overeating with the addiction of exercise. And that's partly true, and that's kind of the point that I'm at now. So now I'm down to 178. I went from a size 38 pant to a 32. Um, like shorts and underwear, I went from an XL to a medium. Shirts, I went from XL or XXL to a medium. And I am dealing with that a little bit. I've gotten addicted again to doing this, to counting calories, to making sure it's in the app, to making sure at the end of the day I've drinking, however much water I need for that day, or making sure I'm hitting my steps. Like it literally has. It's been one addiction to another. And I can sit around and I can blame part of that on, my mental health diagnosis. OCD is not what the media makes it out to be. If you like things in your house to be in order, or you make sure to check the stove 8 or 9 times before you leave the house, or make sure things are unplugged, like that's not necessarily OCD. There's a whole world of it that, it's not it's not as fun for TV and movies if they make it what it really is, because they can make it something that's trendy for people to do. So addressing, your mental health, but also, like I'm saying, not allowing yourself to be victim to it. Not, I could continue to say, oh, it's just my mental health, like that's why I'm easily addicted to these things, but you have to address certain things. You have to be responsible for yourself and for certain things. So, with all of that, find something or find someone that you, this is going to sound bad, but that you can use, someone that can help you, someone that can help you stay accountable. So for me, my wife was a huge part in this. My best friend Florin was again a huge part in this. The dude like checked in every week, like, hey, how's the weight loss going? How's like walking going? How's the, kettlebells or whatever other stupid thing? Or, when he came out here for 2 weeks, do you want to go walk? Do you want to go to the gym, or do you want to go do something? Um, and then my family too. They were big, constantly asking like, hey, how's it going? What are you down to now? And not everybody has that. I understand. But I guarantee you, if you don't have a physical person in your life, there's someone on the internet. Just because you're connected virtually doesn't mean you're not connected. Reach out to them. Reach out in the comments. Send me a message. I'm on Instagram and TikTok literally way too much. So just send a message. And if having someone hold you accountable is what you're looking for, I guarantee you can find someone out there who does care and who will hold you accountable. And if not, learn to do it yourself. Okay, I know this video was super long. And again, I know it's not the typical video that I do. But sometimes I think, again, breaking out from that and just doing something that you think is important, that's good and that's respectable. Do that. So if you like today's video and you're interested in more stuff like this, there's definitely things that we can talk about. Make sure to hit that like button. Let me know that you did like this video. Leave a comment down below. Let's hold each other accountable in the comments for our weight loss. Maybe you can find somebody there who you can connect with on social media. And I think that's a great thing and a very powerful aspect of social media. If you're not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. We've got videos coming out every week. I'm getting ready to start rebuilding my Jeep. So that's exciting. If you want to see that, let me know. I didn't plan on putting that on the channel, but we're building like a minimalistic Jeep, so that could be fun. We have a trip to Moab coming up. I'm going to do a clothing challenge type thing for that, so that video is coming up. So we've got tons of new stuff. I'd love to see you stick around. Love to have you comment on more videos. And if you don't already, follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Like I said, I'm on there way too much. I'm a little bit more active on TikTok than I am Instagram. But maybe once they get all their stuff changed around, they'll be on there more. I don't know. Thanks for watching.